Did I get it figured out? Yeah, I'm making notes on it now. So basically, it comes down to this. GS1 Database is this website. It's a private company that sells UPC codes. They're the central UPC code company that owns it all. It's almost like the ICANN database for website domains, or I think it's ICANN, or who is directory. No, I think it's ICANN. It's called ICANN. So anyways, it's kind of like that, but for UPC codes. So you have to spend $250 plus a $10 annual fee to buy 10 UPC codes under your brand. So first you have to create a brand for your product. You could name any name. You have to get it trademarked. And then you have to go to GS1 and pay $250 to get 10 UPC codes under your brand. So that way when Amazon looks up the UPC code you give when creating a product, they see your brand matches the brand name you listed on the product when you created the product page listing matches the GS1 database's brand when they do the cross check. The first 5 or 6 numbers of your UPC code represents your brand. So GS1 database will say, yeah, this guy's brand is the brand that Amazon has down for his product. So everything has to match up. That's why you can't just buy a UPC off eBay or speedyupc.com anymore, because in the past, as long as you gave an UPC that has never been used by anybody else, Amazon is happy with that. But now they check the UPCs against the GS1 UPC database, and they want to have a brand match. So, and they do that for all new listings, and this began in 2016. So they're going through every item slowly. There's millions and millions of items on their site. They're going through slowly and methodically, removing all items that don't match the GS1 database. So everybody that's bought UPC codes in the past, secondhand, are going to have their items pulled eventually, if they haven't already. And all new items will automatically get rejected within a short order once the algorithms crawl through and find mismatches. So you have no choice but to create a brand, unless if you file for a UPC code exemption, which can be something you qualify for under certain seller categories, certain product categories. But I don't think that's really the best way. You're better off not to worry about that, in my opinion. Plus, if you go for the UPC exemption, that means that you're basically saying, I'm my own brand. I want Amazon to recognize my brand, and I don't want to go through a UPC formal purchase process because it's expensive. And in order to do that, you have to jump through all kinds of hoops. You have to take photos of your products with your brand on it. You have to show Amazon your website with your branding on it and your products on your website. And you have to show them like your packaging with your brand on it and all this stuff, which is a mess. I would say it's actually easier to just have a generic product, but spend the $250 to get some UPCs and just a made-up brand name that you trademarked, and so now your generic product at least has a brand that you can just throw on it. That's just BS, and you had to pay $250 to get it. I think that's easier than actually creating boxes with branding on it, printed on it, creating a website with branding on it, blah, 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 just to sell an item. I think it's just faster just to pay the $250, and you're pretty much forced into this. The $250 is a one-time fee to get 10 labels, and then you could just throw that brand on different things you sell. So you'd say like, Larry is the name of my brand, Larry brand. And then you could just do like Larry brand pottery, Larry brand toothbrush, which I just bought from China, Larry brand toothbrush. Or I bought a fidget spinner from China, totally generic, Larry brand fidget spinner. And so I can put these UPCs on any item I sell and sell as many of them as I want. It's not one UPC per item you sell, it's one UPC per item category page creation you create on Amazon. So I can sell thousands of items under a single UPC. For $250 you get 10 UPCs, so that's about $25 per UPC. For $25, is a one-time fee, and then $1 a year per UPC, which is $10 for the 10 UPCs. So that's $1 per year per UPC to keep the UPC registered under GS1. So basically, yeah, $25 per UPC. So per category page on Amazon, you're paying $25. And you can sell 100 items per year. Let's say your item was $10. That'd be $1,000 per year. Already, like the first year, you've paid for it a millionfold. And then in following years, it's only $1 to keep that UPC code active. So I would say it is worth it if you can make over $25. I mean, even if it's not the first year, if you're going to sell it for a few years, it would eventually pay off. It only wouldn't be worth it if it's a one-off sale. So you wouldn't want to use a $25 UPC to sell a single coffee cup you got from a garage sale that had no branding on it. But if it's a product you're going to sell repeatedly and you have actual supply chain, whether you're ordering it from China or hand making it or whatever, as long as you're going to be selling more than one for a long period of time, it would actually be worth it. Yeah, it's not that bad. So I'm gonna sell, let's say, some item that I'm importing or making myself, $25. I get my UPC and I use that for all items from then forward of that category of item on that item page. And it also protects me from other people trying to knock off my item, because I'm going to build up a lot of reviews and positive feedback on Amazon for this item that I sell and it's high quality and I ship it quickly, and nobody else can just jump in to my listing and be another seller of my item because he won't have my brand. And I could actually get his listing taken down. So it actually cuts out competition. I don't want Larry's Generic Junk to be the name of it because I would be afraid people would see junk in my brand name and be like, I don't know about that. But, yeah, I guess I would do it. It's just, it's pretty expensive. I wonder if buying in bulk would be better, though. If I'm going to go this route. Like, if it's $250 for 10 UPCs, I might want to get, like, 100 UPCs for, like, let's say it's $25 for $250 for 10. Let's say I want to get 100, that's times 10. That'd be $2,500. Maybe they give you half off because you're buying more in bulk. So maybe it'd be like $1,200. Wow, that's a lot of money. $1,200. I mean, when you start scaling it like that, but then at the same time, that's 100 UPCs. I don't know. I mean, you'd have to have a product that you know is going to sell for it to be worth it. You'd only want to put your very best products under this because that's $25 per product. You got to really know, like, this is going to sell. Yeah, you'd do one trademark for all products, but then I just read that the acceptance rate to register a trademark is very, very low, and it's on a per product category exception basis. So basically, if you can register your brand with Amazon, it's on a per category basis, and they usually reject your request. So basically, that whole process is a waste of time, and I already was kind of against it to begin with because they were like, you have to take pictures of your packaging and show them a copy of your website and all this stuff. It seemed like a headache, and it seemed like very subjective on the part of whatever customer service agent you're going to be dealing with, and you have to fill out a bunch of forms and stuff. So it seems like more of a headache to do that than just to pay your stupid $250 to GS1 database, get a bunch of UPC codes, and then just have that match your brand name. So you're still going to have to pay for a trademark either way. But at least you don't have to deal with a per product category, case by case, 10 days to get a response, working with Amazon customer support directly. Like, you don't have to do anything. You can just jump right in, add your brand, add your UPC, which you all paid for. Everything matches up. You just create it. Your listing's live. And then if they ever run a check, everything will match up. You're on GS1 database. Everything's cool. You don't have to deal with Amazon. Like, you don't have to actually tie in with their customer support, file forms, have somebody subjectively approve or decline each and every individual product listing you want to create. So I'd rather not deal with that. I really wouldn't. For 25 bucks just to have a new product category created on Amazon, that pretty much seems like a reasonable thing. So I'm not even going to bother.